Hello, my name is Kristina Castronovo. I'm NeuroGraphica instructor and aesthetic coach. And today I'm going to present you one NeuroGraphica model called Leadership TINGSHAS. Leadership TINGSHAS. In the framework of the cooperation partnership project called LadyLeader. So this is a model to think, to reflect about your leadership, and it takes its inspiration from this beautiful music and spiritual instrument called TINGSHAS. As you see, it consists of two parts, and if you have one, of course, you can use one to actually draw around and make it as a base. But you can also use any other circle forms, like this, for example, or this, to draw different circles of the shape of the side that you might need. So for me, originally, I will take the original tool called TINGSHAS. So first of all, we're going to draw the upper circle. This. And this is our aim, the leadership that we imagine. What does it consist of? What do we dream about in our potential, in our desired, in our imagined leadership? What should be there? And there you can write different parts. What does it consist of? A, B, C, D, the rest things they can cross. Just write them down as keywords in small circles. Okay. Usually it takes quite a lot of time to think about this, to actually go through all the desired things, what you imagine. And as soon as it is done, so you can start to round them. To round and to reflect about all the desired things. So the rounding part is usually we do when there are two lines crossing. So we round them this way. And of course, I ask you to make some more lines inside to connect these circles among them. So you can do freely. And while rounding, please scan yourself according to the 4 points of attention that we usually scan us for in NeuroGraphica coaching. So these are thoughts. What do you think about? What are the topics? What are the sentences formed in your mind? Actually think about leadership, or also some connected or not connected topics. Totally fine. So try to develop this and mark, notice every single thought that comes to your mind. The second point of attention is emotions. How do you feel? Try to name the emotions exactly, and especially pay attention. What are the particular emotions when you touch the particular circle of desired parts of the leadership? So if you touch D, how does it feel? What do you notice? If you touch F, how does that feel? Is there any difference? Okay. And and go to the third point of attention, that is called body sensations. What happens in your body here and now while you're drawing, while you're touching particular circles of your desired leadership? These parts. Is it hot or cold? Any pain anywhere? Any reflexes like hunger or thirst? Maybe you want to sleep. Maybe you want to cry. Try to observe your body. Yes. And number 4 is visions. What are the pictures, imagined pictures in front of your eyes? What do you think about, but in a visual way? Are there any memories popping up in your mind, visual memories? Or are there any visualized dreams? This might be quite developed in this model as you dream about your leadership. So it is very much recommended also to visualize how would it look to have this or that your desired leadership. How would you look like, even by your appearance? How would you feel like in your future when you are that perfect leader, what you desire? You also want to pay your attention that the desired leadership can be very diverse. Some people imagine leadership connected to career and work, some others to hobbies and studies, for example. And quite often, even if it was not decided from the beginning, but while drawing, a lot of people start to describe desired future things that rationally might not be very much connected to classic leadership understanding. So they start to describe their family and relationship in general, between family members or people around. They start to describe their lifestyle, a lot of things from, let's say, private life as well, which is totally fine. This is how you develop your understanding and your visualization of your desired leadership. So let it be very free, very fluent as it comes. Whatever comes in this circle is definitely connected to your own leadership, and just accept it and observe. So we have our first circle done, and it is already rounded. And then, somewhere lower in this page, you have to draw the circle of your current state, current situation, current mood, position, and so on. So it can be of the same size, of the same shape. But for sure, you can also take any other circle that right now is appealing to you and saying, yeah, this would be the right size. So maybe the current one would be a smaller one or bigger one. If you don't have any particular shape to use as a tool for this drawing, you can also just draw by hand. It can be an approximate circle, totally fine. So it is really up to you, up to your current feeling, what feels correct and harmonized for you here and now. So anyway, this is the circle of your current state. Here, I would invite you not to write rationally the circles inside with keywords as we did here, but instead, as in a classic NeuroGraphica algorithm of the mandala of all world's problems, we put the point and we start pronouncing all the current things that are on my mind, and they're maybe mostly negative, maybe some things will come up positive, totally fine, but everything that pops up, like, what bothers me now? What do I live now? What do I have now? What pulls me down right now, not to be there in the desired leadership somewhere there. So here the main definition of this circle, yeah? What pulls me down? What doesn't let me go in front? Here, as you see, you have quite a lot of things to round. So go ahead, and here the rounding technique will be slightly different because a lot of lines are very close to each other. So basically you can just draw them inside and connect like this, yeah? So for example here, they're super close to each other, so you don't need to round those jewelry effect lines, but instead you can just make them thicker and combine. And still just make the effect of smoothed corners without any sharp sides anywhere. Still continue to scan yourself by 4 points of attention. Observe, how do you feel? And also, here you remember it was very rational and clear describing of every circle, but in this lower circle, we made just a mess with our current problems. And still it would be good to have those keywords. How do we write them? You can just try to remember, out of everything that you spit out, that you pronounced, and I hope you pronounced also loudly, try to remember what were the keywords in your actual saying and write them down either inside or around this circle. Yeah, so there can be A, B, C, D, E, and so on. So also try to figure out what was said. What were the words? Observe yourself. What do you think about? How does it feel? And how does it sense in your body? How does it feel in your heart? Very interestingly, in a rational way, this circle would be very different from the one that it turns to be while just pronouncing everything in one breath. And usually people are very surprised. Oh, these were the things that I have actually brought up. So it is really interesting to observe what our unconscious part keeps in mind in reality. What do we think about? What bothers us? And what is actually disturbing us and not letting us go in front. You can even make an exercise and first write down rationally what you think are the adequate, let's say, factors that don't let you develop. And then to do it by this technique, yeah, just pronouncing on one single breath everything that you might spit out. see the difference. And you can find quite a lot of surprises about your unconscious part. And some insights might come. What you should pay attention to, what actually is important. And you try not to notice these things, maybe. Okay, and a little bit more. As you see, this rounding takes more. And can really bring some pain as we're speaking about painful things here, and maybe not so positive. This way. A lot of sensations might come out. People start crying and feel very intense. This is all normal. Just observe, accept, try to understand, try to note. Yes, and a bit more last steps here. Okay, done. What is also important to observe, to analyze the composition. So compare the sizes of two circles. In my case here, they were similar, of the same shape, of the same size. But if subconsciously you choose different sizes, so try to see, do you feel yourself maybe miserable in your current state? Or maybe you understand that your desired aim is not that huge as you might imagine usually. So what do you notice analyzing the sizes of these two circles? See also how they look in general from the distance. What is your impression? For example, is it too much crowded here? Or is it very light and, I don't know, filled with air? This circle, for example, so try to describe them. How do they look? What are the adjectives that you see? Compare. And very important, try to analyze the distance in between them. There is never any correct answer. Yeah, it is not that we are measuring centimeters and saying like 2 centimeters is a small or big distance. No, it is your own perception. How does it feel for you? How close are you to the desired aim of leadership? I don't know. For example, in my drawing, I would say now, I feel like it's 2 steps up to there. I don't know which steps yet, but this is what comes to my mind. Yeah, this kind of quotation, this kind of formulation. You could also say it is super close, or maybe it's 1 year distance. Yeah, so as it feels, as it comes to your formulation, try to check yourself. And then we do the archetyping, so the coloring part. Use any colors you wish. Just remember that archetyping we do with matching, with joining at least two cells that are close to each other by the same color. Okay, so at least two, like here, but these can also be more. So not every single cell in a different color. Yeah. You can also notice, where do you start? Do you prefer to still dig in your presence, or rather dream and enjoy being there in your desired future? Yeah, as you see, my hand decided to start with the presence. How does it feel to be here and in this presence? My observation is that the color is quite bright and nice, and I do enjoy it. Even though I don't like some colors that I use here, but still. And whatever I pronounce, whatever I think, I have to try to stick to match to my topic. So to come back with the same quotation to the topic, my leadership. So I said, for example, I rather like it here. I enjoy. So it's not that I hate my current state and leadership. However, I don't like some colors. So there are some elements that I don't like. What are these elements? So I can explore more. I can try to ask myself more and deeper about this. Mm-hmm. You can ask, what do these colors mean for you? What is your perception of these colors? Where do you see them mostly? How do you use them? So you can also reflect on the colors chosen. What do you find? And definitely color also the other circle. Not compulsory, circle by circle as they were in the beginning. Just my choice here today. It can also be like colored lines and waves. Does it feel? Always catch your thoughts, catch your emotions, body sensations. I have really quite a lot of insight coming to me. I just observe and I know. If you want, you can also write them down somewhere here on the paper and in another paper close to you. Okay, so the circles are ready. Your shape can also add some color around in the phone in the background, as well as you can add some more light lines around. Yeah, so they're not hanging in the air. So this can be a prolongation of your circles. And it just means that you share with the universe that you have these current problems, you have these future desires. Yeah, so it is about sharing and accepting maybe the upcoming help and support from other people, from the surrounding. Not too much, just to be really light, because the main focus is still to the circles of TINGSHAS. Okay, there can be also some crosses, it is totally fine, whatever is crossed like this, for example, yes, so definitely have to do the rounding, so no sharp corners anywhere. Okay. Next, as you see, these are two separate circles still, and what we need to do is to make them to look as TINGSHAS. That means we need the main line, which is the filled line. You can use the same marker or you can take some thicker marker. So you have to connect the two circles with the main line. Here is my line. Yeah, my feeling is I would like to get thicker. Yes. One even thicker, like this, so that I feel that I do connect my presence with my future. Interestingly, yeah, I noticed, for example, I did it from the third attempt. Okay, yeah, it's just my notice. Okay, when you did the field line, you can also write around what are the things that you think should be the steps to reach it up there. 1, 2, maybe 3. As much as you can, as much as it fits there. I feel there are 2 steps in the beginning and maybe additional one in the end, as there are 3 attempts. Let's say the third one is really smooth one. Yeah, so actually write down some words, some hints for you. What would it be to start going towards there? Okay. One more thing that you can do in this algorithm is to reshape your reality. So the original 2 circles are of this size, but if you wish, you can make something bigger, smaller, closer, or further from each other. So for example, I think I wish my leadership, future leadership, to make it even bigger and actually closer to me. And actually closer to me in this way. And so I can reshape it. And observe myself. How does it feel? So I allow myself to dream bigger, wider. I add some more lines, of course, so it's harmonized. So far, I don't know what would I fill it with, what would be those keyword circles inside. As it is a very quick decision, let's say. But interesting. My thoughts are, for example, here that already much closer in time, I could have something that I don't know yet. Yeah, so there would be some G, H, I, and so on, yeah, on the way there, that are much closer, that actually become the step 3. So basically, I would need only 2 steps to get there. You see what happened? Nice. If you wish, you can also make changes to your presence or to the line that you made, the string of TINGSHAS. You can also do whatever feels correct to add. So it is reshaping your path, your leadership path. And not compulsory all in one color, but this is what I chose. Yeah. Okay. So reshaping. And as you know, after the field line, what is the last element is the fixation. So we take thick enough white marker, and without looking, we make a circle somewhere. Okay, somewhere. So without looking, my circle is just in between, just on this transition. But sometimes it ends up, somewhere in the leadership or somewhere here. So this is something that your subconscious part is trying to mark your attention to and saying, here are the things you should look at as the first, and here you know already. Yes, so think about this. This is the priority. So I understand that I have to jump a little bit quicker, let's say, and not to sit and warm up here in the present reality, but already jump towards the leadership, the desired circle, and see this to make this transition very compact. Very nice feeling, I should say, in the end. So observe, how do you feel in the end? How satisfied are you with your result? And here we are, your leadership TINGSHAS is ready.